Glad you can join us this evening. The Jacksonville Giants at 6-1, 14th ranked in the ABA, hosting the Atlanta Experience on this Saturday evening. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you for the call on the CW17. Now, Dante, we saw in the first game Jacksonville losing for the first time ever in the regular season, 120-107. This is definitely a revenge game, a top 15 matchup. What did the Giants have to do tonight to win this contest?
Giants have a new year, new focus, and a new energy. They are going to come out with the same intensity that they've established after this loss, knowing that they've been knocked down in the power rankings, being ranked number 14. So they refocused, they're recommitted, and they're hungry to win this game tonight.
And this is a game as well. Anthony Lumpkin missing his second straight game. There's a death in the family. And also the Giants bringing in Anthony Jackson, a very good point guard, but we also saw him with the Columbus River Ballers. A good player. Do we need strong guard play tonight for Jacksonville?
Absolutely, because the Atlanta Experience is a team that presses and has a different setup as far as defensive intensity and intangible. So they're going to come out with intensity of pressuring Jacksonville Giants, making sure they are dribbling the basketball up the court. So what the Giants are going to do, they brought in Anthony Jackson to be able to have 3 point guards with Eric Magic Ruffin alongside of Sherrod Hot Rod Harris.
And you see with the Jacksonville Giants, they play at home quite a bit. They're undefeated at home. Can we expect the same in tonight's contest?
That's the game plan. I know the Giants want to protect the home court because they want to establish themselves as a wrecking force here in Jacksonville. So they're going to come out hungry and competitive tonight.
Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you. Jacksonville Giants at 6-1. This is a top 15 matchup. They're hosting the Atlanta Experience down at the Veterans Memorial Arena. We'll be back with Tip after this on the CW17. Your national anthem right here on the CW17.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that
Let's get ready for some Jacksonville Giants basketball. The Giants 6-1, hosting the Atlanta Experience 7-0. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you on the CW17. Excited on this Saturday evening. I'm getting ahead of myself, Dante. Down here at the Veterans Memorial Arena for the Giants. The typical starters that we've seen so far this season, minus Anthony Lumpkin, but usually the same suspects that we always see for the Giants.
Absolutely. I think the Giants are going to come out with the same kind of focus from a veteran leadership team. They're going to bring in Antonio Lawrence, usually coming off the bench this season, but he's going to bring that kind of energy and enthusiasm right off tip.
Absolutely. Your starters, Jermaine Bell, Nick Wallery, Matt Fields, also Antonio Lawrence, and their point guard, Sherrod Hot Rod Harris, hosting the Atlanta Experience. There's your lineup for this evening. And if you can't tell already, the Jacksonville Giants wearing all orange, a new look for year number 2. And then you've got the Atlanta Experience wearing the light blue, the baby blue, at the Veterans Memorial Arena. A few rules of the ABA, if you're unfamiliar. You've got the 3D rule. You have 7 seconds to cross midcourt. If you don't, it turns into a 3D. 2 points is worth 3. 3 points is worth 4.
Absolutely.
Jermaine Bell will have the tip this evening like he always does. Big number 4. They
Jermaine
call him
Bell,
Slim.
All ABA.
And the Giants win the tip. Antonio Lawrence brings it down, number 13.
The Giants are really going to come out here trying to establish themselves real early and be aggressive from the jump.
Sherrod Hot Rod Harris loses the handle. A steal early on. Atlanta moving it fast. We see the Experience giving the Giants their only defeat back on December 11th, a 13-point victory on the road, actually at home for Atlanta, on the road for Jacksonville.
Nick Wallery really has to establish himself in the paint early on in this game.
And I've heard throughout the week that he's had an excellent week of practice.
He's been really inspired, real focused as far as coming out here and establishing himself as a tough, hard-nosed player that the Giants need to be effective in this game.
There's Wallery with the rebound. Hot Rod will be your point guard for most of the evening.
Yeah, Hot Rod's leadership has definitely stepped it up over the course of the year. Look for him to have a big night as well.
Jermaine Bell with the air ball. You don't see that a lot. Moving the ball quickly, Atlanta is.
Atlanta wants to really push the tempo and make it a fast-paced game. They want to see if the Giants can really keep up with them offensively.
And watching them in pregame shoot-arounds, this Atlanta team is very athletic. They're a big team. We don't always see that when the Giants play another team. This is probably the most athletic team they'll play this year.
Yeah, the Atlanta Experience is a very athletic, very hungry team. You notice that nobody scored in this game thus far, so it's pretty intense on the defensive end.
Little over a minute into this ball game. Antonio Lawrence with the inbounds over to Jermaine Bell. He can shoot from anywhere. Inside to Jermaine. Little fadeaway off the front of the rim.
Jermaine Bell will definitely go down shooting. He will not have an empty gun before the night is over. He's going to make sure he's taking shots, being aggressive, and looking to score all night.
And Atlanta, if they want to win this contest, they need to stay close throughout. Jacksonville, all their coaches said they need to keep it close if they want to win, but Jacksonville wants to get that momentum early. Nice shot by Atlanta.
4 seconds left down the clock. He had to put that up.
Matt Fields, Mr. Double-Double, over to Lawrence. And the three's good. Giants get their first points of the night.
Antonio Lawrence coming off the bench usually, but this game, after Anthony Lumpkin not being here, real important that he comes in and gives them that energy right away.
Oh, for sure. Demetrius Williams, a nice handle. He gets fouled by Harris. There's Lawrence with the long three and in. First points for the Giants. They lead 3-2. A little over 2 minutes into this ball game.
I'm really looking forward to this matchup between Demetrius Williams and Hot Rod Harris from the point guard position.
And Antonio Lawrence has the matchup of the night.
Yeah.
It's a tough, tough matchup for him. Willie Puckett is a good ball handler. He's a big guy. Really, Atlanta has all good ball players. Their bench not nearly as strong as Jacksonville's, though.
No, not as strong. Jacksonville definitely has a 12-deep team as far as anybody can come in here and be a starter at any given night.
And Anthony Jackson, he's really man number 12. Mike Polite won't dress tonight.
Yeah, Anthony Jackson really coming in, being that extra point guard off the bench, giving Jacksonville that extra firepower from the point guard position.
Matt Fields still feeling good after his birthday on Monday. Nick Wallery with an awkward shot, but there's Bell. Basket good, thought he was fouled, they don't call it. Long pass. Matt Fields defending, he got a lot of body.
Yeah, Matt Fields definitely has to go ahead and grab that basketball or hit it and make it go the other end. He cannot let that ball fumble and not capitalize on that.
It's definitely a foul on Matt Fields, a Jacksonville boy. He knew it when he went up.
Yeah.
He knew it.
Now, Tim Ware is definitely, he's a 29-point scorer in this league, so he definitely have to guard him.
You better. But also, Dante, there are definitely some guys that you just realize they're going to get their points.
Yes.
There's really nothing you can do about it.
What you want to do is contest everything that he gets and make it tough for him.
Really nice pass by Wallery to Sherrod Hot Rod Harris.
Great cut by Hot Rod Harris, looking to score without actually having the basketball in his hand, something that Christian Laettner has really taught him in practice over the course of the last couple of weeks.
In Atlanta, nice coaching by them, trying to stop that momentum immediately.
Yeah, they don't want Jacksonville to get on that run. Jacksonville's a team, they're looking for easy baskets and setting up in that 2-2-1 press.
Harris with the nice lefty. Giants lead 7-2, 8:46 left in this first quarter. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you on the CW17 and on Radio 1010XL.
Absolutely.
Nice timeout, though. That is excellent, excellent coaching by Atlanta.
Yeah, coach wants to definitely come in and not let this team get a big lead. He really wants to slow the game down on his end, running when they can and taking advantage of that opportunity.
And I think he also realizes it gets rowdy at the Veterans Memorial Arena. This is probably one of the rowdiest places to play in the ABA.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Duck Richards has ever came into an environment like the ABA and seen this kind of fan base, seen this kind of love and admiration for one team.
That's so true. Interesting matchup down low. Wallery gets work, but Emmanuel Jackson, Mr. Double-Double for Atlanta. There's a steal by the experience. Alley-oop off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound. Tim Ware.
Jacksonville definitely has to take advantage of the basketball and not cause any turnovers.
Antonio Lawrence loses it, gets it back. That's ABA basketball. 3D rule is on. Jermaine Bell with a nice move inside. Lefty hook. That's what he likes.
Yeah, Jermaine Bell is definitely the toughest cover in the ABA, if you ask me. 6'11", can shoot the three, can penetrate to the basket, and can just score from any different way on the court. So, yes, they have to be around him all night.
And he altered that shot by Tim Ware. Matt Fields going the court, going the distance off the glass. That's two.
Jacksonville definitely getting out there running, holding the experience to one shot, rebounding it, getting it out, and scoring baskets in transition. Definitely going to help their momentum in this game.
And a poor turnover by Atlanta, and they're kind of realizing that, hey, this is different. Willie Puckett with the turnover, and it went about 5 feet over his teammate's head.
Well, it's a different experience because the Giants, after that loss, going from number 1 to number 15th in the power rankings, made a major difference as far as their new energy, new focus, and new commitment.
Absolutely. Giants lead by 5. 7:41 left in this. Giants lead by 5, 12-7 over Atlanta. 7:41 left in this first quarter. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you. Our first quarter sponsor is Sinorama. Thank you to them.
Yeah, if you notice, the Jacksonville Giants really had held the Atlanta experience to one shot, getting the rebound and able to start the break. So that's what they want to keep doing, not letting experience get to the line, get to the basket early.
Now for Jacksonville, they really need to stretch this lead. Kevin Waters emphasized that once they get that lead, just keep stretching it and stretching it. Turnover by Jacksonville. 3D rule is on. Nice strip by Antonio Lawrence.
Yeah, the defense, offensively, the Giants can't not leave Hot Rod Harris on that 2-2-1 press that the experience are in. They have to stay there and be a safety valve so that he can get a pass to somebody.
Tim Ware with the inbounds. Deep, they'll start it up right about half court. Demetrius Williams.
Interesting. You see the Giants, knowing that they're not a good perimeter team, the experience coming out in the zone and making them shoot jump shots.
Missed shot by Atlanta. Here we go. The Giants are off to the races. Reach and foul.
Great move by Hot Rod Harris, being aggressive, staying in attack mode, trying to get to the free throw line.
Here's that. You must know, Atlanta plays press. That's obviously a foul, but Atlanta presses much like Jacksonville does.
Absolutely. Very similarities in the style of play. What's going to come down to is who's making shots and who's causing turnovers as far as the game.
Sherrod Hot Rod Harris at the line. 7:16 left in this first quarter. This is really the game of the year for Jacksonville. They're 6-1, Atlanta's 7-0. This is a revenge game. They beat them back on December 11th by 13 points. And everything that I've heard, Dante, is that team, when they went to Atlanta, they were sluggish, they were flat. They didn't come out until really about 5 or 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
It was the first road game of the season for the Jacksonville Giants. So they're really not used to playing on the road as much. So going on the road, they really had to come in with a different kind of focus.
Nice passing by Atlanta. But Jacksonville knocks it away, and here comes Harris over to Lawrence. There's the three-pointer off the rim. But nice save by Matt Fields. Jermaine Bell, count the basket.
Jermaine Bell is going to be calling his name all night because guess what? They do not have a weapon for Jermaine Bell.
And I know Jacksonville is definitely a team-oriented team, you must say. You can see Bell on this replay again, and just a nice stutter step. He just uses that left hand so well. We can say he's the MVP for this Giants team. He's really, in my opinion, the MVP of the league.
Yeah, Jermaine Bell is a fan favorite. His basketball experience, basketball intangibles, and just his love of the game definitely shows forth in every night he plays.
He closes out the three-point play. Jacksonville, that was something early in the season they needed to work on, was free throw shooting, and they've improved. That's a reach-in foul behind from Antonio Lawrence. Kevin Waters not too happy with it.
Yeah, it was a little touch foul that the referee called there. He has to let the teams play and not get caught in this game.
Nah, not touch fouls early. Gotta let those guys play. Giants are up by 9. Anthony Jackson is in the ball game. He's wearing number 1. He's the newest addition.
If you notice, they're going to him early, trying to spare Hot Rod some minutes, an opportunity to see another point guard be involved in this game.
Interesting battle down low. Matt Fields just all over the place. Jermaine Bell brings it in. Here's Anthony Jackson, formerly of the Columbus Riverballers. Over to Lawrence. Three-pointer's good. Not bad. First assist to start it off.
Great pass by Anthony Jackson, getting that ball out of there, but Antonio Lawrence.
What a steal by Bell. Looks like Bell could be injured. I couldn't tell if he got poked or what.
Not looking good on the other end for the Jacksonville Giants.
Hard foul, two guys go down, but Bell on the other end of the court grabbing his right eye. Now it's his left. Sherrard Reddick will come in for Bell. It's a huge loss for Jacksonville if he doesn't return. You can see him wincing.
Yeah, you can tell he really doesn't want to come off this court right now because he's really in a groove right now. They haven't stopped him. He's only missed one shot, and he gets everything he wants is going in the basket. So he doesn't really want to come out of this game. Had he had an opportunity to get that fast break layup,
you could see him hold back just a little bit. He gets the touch, probably the assist as well to Anthony Jackson. But you could see on the steal in front of us, Dante, that when he reached out for it, Bell got poked in the left eye.
Yeah, he got poked immediately. So definitely want to take advantage of.
Nice save by Matt Fields.
Wow, what an athletic play.
What an acrobatic move. There's Anthony Jackson.
Matt Fields is definitely being aggressive right now. Getting to the basket, getting loose balls, and staying in this game.
He wants to stay hot. There's Nick Walry.
Nick Wallery is the X factor for the Jacksonville Giants. Whenever he plays well, the team plays well. They cannot wait for him to operate and be effective in the fourth quarter or second half. He has to be effective right away.
And look at that. He's just waiting for it. Just waiting for that basket, gets it in. Giants lead 24-7 in this first quarter.
Definitely a power basketball player. So Nick Wallery coming out, showing that he's here and wants to be effective tonight.
That is for sure. He's one of the starters. He'll take a seat. Lamar Sanders is in the ball game. He's my newcomer of the year.
Lamar Sanders, definitely a great addition to this Jacksonville Giants team.
Giants with the semi-press. There's Sanders. Almost gets it. Foul on Reddick. Number 33, just a workhorse. Man, does anybody work harder than Sherrard Reddick?
Sherrard Reddick is probably the hardest working guy in the ABA, if you ask me. His intensity level never stops or never ceases. This guy is always on fire and always focused.
Emmanuel Wimbush at the line. Anthony Jackson smiling, coming over. giving us a little smile. It is interesting, though, with Reddick. You talk about his work ethic and how he's always excited, always ready to go. I feel that way when I talk to him. I feel like I have to match his intensity, and I'm sure his teammates feel the same way.
Every day he comes in practice, he's intense and focused, and he just gives it. You never leave anything on the court with Sherrod Reddick.
Atlanta with the press, but Jacksonville breaking it very easily. Reddick gets blocked.
Antonio Lawrence should have gave that up a little earlier to Lamar Sanders on the break and let him make a play to the basket.
And Atlanta getting back in it with the three. Nice shot by Jeffrey Wimbush. If you didn't realize already, they're Wimbush brothers out there on the basketball court. 5:11 left in this first quarter. Jacksonville doubling up on Atlanta. But it looks like Jacksonville, once they got in that groove, we start talking about it, they got in that groove and they just felt it.
Yes. But what happened is when you get an injury to Jermaine Bell, it kind of throws your team in a kind of uproar because you don't know if he's going to be able to contribute, of course, throughout the long haul.
But fortunately, it's the Giants. Their bench is more stacked than anybody?
Oh, without question.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
I thought I was right, but I just had to check with you, Dante.
Without question. But the addition of a Jermaine Bell will make any bench long and strong.
Now, if you're Atlanta's coach, what are you telling them right now?
If you're Atlanta's coach, say, hey, don't keep giving up any layups. Keep the intensity. Keep fouling. Staying aggressive, and make them earn everything they get.
Very interesting. Antonio Lawrence with the inbounds pass. His cousin is Lavernius Coles, former NFL player. Anthony Jackson, there's that newness to the team. He gets a turnover. It's not something you want to see with this press. Is that another turnover? Foul on the ball.
What Matt Fields has to do in this press is come back and be a release for Anthony Jackson. Right now, they're just making Anthony Jackson get the ball and dribble it up. That can't be the case every time down the court.
Anthony Jackson needs some help, guys. Where are you? And he gets it past half court. They're saying it's a 7-second violation. I had about 6.5 in my head, Dante.
Yeah, if that's the case, expect Hot Rod Harris to be coming back into this game. I see Anthony Jackson really not knowing how to operate in the system right now. Has some jitters, really not able to understand where the chemistry's coming into play at. So maybe he's going to give him a couple more minutes, but if not, Hot Rod and Jermaine Bell will be in this game right away.
3D rule is on for Atlanta. 3D rule is always brought to you by UF Shantz. That is interesting, though. He's new to the team. He practiced yesterday. It was more of a walkthrough, but you can tell that Jackson just doesn't feel all the way comfortable just yet.
Not yet. Again, as we always know, it's easier to play on another team than playing on a Jacksonville Giants team.
Excellent block by Sherrod Reddick. Giants going the other way. Matt Fields with the three, no good. Sanders couldn't get a full hand on it. Long three. Wow, by Atlanta, Jeffrey Wimbush.
The Wimbush brothers can really shoot and fill it up. So, but the thing is, the Giants cannot settle for a perimeter jump shot. They have to get to the basket.
There's Jackson with the three. There you go.
Unless you're a 30-point scorer like Anthony Jackson.
Not on this Giants team, though. He said he's looking forward to fitting in and just being one of the guys. He realizes that his contributions won't be as great.
Yeah, Anthony Jackson wants to win an ABA championship, and he says, hey, I'll take my personal accolades off the table to accomplish a team goal, and that's the kind of guys you want in your organization.
Absolutely. Curry Todd will come in, as well as Jermaine Bell. Antonio Lawrence will go take a seat, along with Sherrod Reddick. Actually, Matt Fields will take a seat. Lawrence stays in the ball game. It looks like Bell's okay.
Yeah, Bell's okay. Bell's too tough to sit out this kind of game of this magnitude.
The biggest regular season game for Jacksonville is tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Two top-ranked teams in the ABA.
Here's Bell working his man. Nice shot over his defender. Wow. Giants lead by 12. What movement by Atlanta.
If you notice, Jermaine Bell is getting his hands on loose balls, shooting shots, everything's going in.
Wow, Atlanta. Three-pointer.
Emmanuel Wimbush with a tough shot over two defenders from Jacksonville Giants.
Anthony Jackson playing point, gets it over to Bell. Once again from mid-range, it's good. It doesn't matter who you put on him. It does not matter.
Hey, if they keep letting him score like that, look for him to have 50.
Giants pressing. Atlanta's sweating. There's another three. Emmanuel Wimbush.
Emmanuel Wimbush is definitely a big-time shooter. They better get out there and make him go to the basket.
And Emmanuel Wimbush with the reach-around foul. Giants leading by 10, 3:03 left in this first quarter. Richard Miller of Miller on Sports joining you, as well as Dante Hill on the CW17. We'll be right back after this. Jacksonville Giants leading 34-24, 3:03 left in this first quarter. Mr. Biggs having fun. Everybody's having fun down here at the Veterans Memorial Arena. Richard Miller and Dante Hill with you on the call.
Right now, if you notice, the Jacksonville Giants are in the press. That's opening up an opportunity for Atlanta Experience to have open transition three-pointers. Emmanuel Wimbush has scored 9 points in 3 trips down the court, and that's in a minute and 30 seconds, giving up 9 points, 3 3-pointers. You can't do that if you want to protect the lead.
Unbelievable stuff. Your starters for the Giants right now, you've got Jermaine Bell, Lamar Sanders, Anthony Jackson, Antonio Lawrence at the line, and also Curry Todd. Lawrence gets the first one.
Antonio Lawrence has really come out focused and intense right now. He's definitely a major asset for this Giants lead currently we have right now.
That's very true. Lawrence gets them both, as expected. We'll have a third quarter guest. Dick Packer, the ABA's president and COO, will join us in this third quarter.
If you notice, the Giants coming out of that press, making sure they can play half-court defense, not allowing wide-open shots from anybody.
The Jacksonville Giants would like to thank the official apartment partner, Eastport Apartments. Eastport is conveniently located just minutes from the airport and just 10 minutes from the arena. Check it out today at theeastport.com. 2:37 left in this first quarter. Jacksonville still up by 10. A lot of back and forth. Jacksonville spreading the lead. The story of the first quarter, Jermaine Bell getting poked in the left eye.
Poked in the left eye, so he's shooting out of one eye, and he hasn't missed a shot in the last 6 minutes. He's on fire, and he is focused.
Curry Todd is at the line shooting some free throws, and we see with every opponent Jacksonville faces that really you want to foul Jacksonville. You want to get them out of that rhythm, stop the 3D rule.
Yeah, but you notice the Jacksonville Giants have been so aggressive early on that everything that they get fouled, they're going to the free throw line, shooting free throws. But you don't want to foul a shot shooter like Curry Todd.
No, not for CT number 2, hitting that buzzer beater in game number 1.
Yes. He's a guy that doesn't mind shooting to have fun.
That's very true. Jacksonville still pressing in this first quarter. Sherrod Harris is back in.
Jermaine Bell definitely contested that shot, but what has to happen?
Anthony Jackson looks like he got fouled. Lamar Sanders was right there.
Great addition.
We would like to thank Dr. Trantham and his dentistry staff. They're the official dentist of the Jacksonville Giants. Go visit their office. It's located off University Boulevard to get your cleaning, where Dr. Trantham keeps all the Giants' faces. They've got a bright white smile. Their number 904-733-3763.
Interesting lineup right now. You notice that Coach Waters has went with 2 point guards with Hot Rod Harris and Anthony Jackson.
Very interesting. And now Jackson can play the 1 and the 2, the point guard, shooting guard. It really doesn't matter for him.
Absolutely. Gives 2 point guards in there so the press can be broken a lot easier and guys can have open shots.
Excellent move. We've seen a lot of those tonight by Emmanuel Wimbush. He's just a very good player.
Emmanuel Wimbush was a big factor as far as them winning the game on the other night against Atlanta Experience on the road for that team.
What a move. Sherrod Harris just pushed around and won. Are you kidding me? John Wilderness. Awan, actually.
Yeah, Awan is averaging 23 points off the bench.
Incredible.
Yes, definitely a high-flying player.
Looks like he'll get 3 just like that. Like it was nothing. I mean, just very strong, and if you saw as well, his footwork was incredible.
Yeah, and the interesting thing was he was going to the right, and he's left-handed.
Atlanta getting the rebound. Bell gets sent up in the air, knocked around. There's another Wimbush. Emmanuel Wimbush
is definitely looking to have a good game tonight.
Atlanta's pressing. Harris, they get past half court. Lamar Sanders just gets hacked.
They really have to be very cautious of how they're putting that ball in the middle of the lane right now. It looks like it's open, but the Atlanta Experience is trailing them.
And he gets tied up for sure. Joshua Jones looks like he'll get called for the foul. Sanders at the line. I'm sure you've heard his name before. He's my newcomer of the year, playing at Lamar University, playing for a number of seasons with the Southeast Texas Mavericks, winning an ABA championship last season.
And an ABA All-Star as well.
Yes, yes. Talk about a great player. You're looking at him right now.
And something that you said, Richard, is free throws are going to be key in this game.
Very key. Atlanta moving the ball very quickly. They're looking for those three-pointers. They're a good perimeter team. There's the air ball, though. And you watch those battles underneath. Joshua Jones is just really, really ready to play. Sanders comes out. Fields comes back in.
Definitely going with an interesting lineup, having a lot of skilled guys in this lineup right now.
Sherrod Harris calls a timeout. Some miscommunication. I can't tell if it's Curry Todd or if it's Anthony Jackson or Jermaine Bell, but you can tell they're not on the same page.
Absolutely. Somebody has to step up in the middle to be able to be a safety valve for Sherrod Hot Rod Harris to pass the ball to.
Jacksonville leading 40-34. A lot of points in this first quarter. A minute 14 remaining. Now, if you're Kevin Waters, what are you telling your Giants right now?
Everybody come up. Let's get the ball past half court, then go cross half court. Right now, you got guys already on the other side of the court, and the ball hasn't crossed half court yet. Slow down. Let's get the ball over. Then we can be effective.
And you saw that stat right up there. 29-1 in the regular season as a head coach. That's unbelievable. The only loss coming to this Atlanta squad.
Absolutely. And Kevin Waters is a phenomenal coach, great basketball pedigree, and loves the game.
He can just find great players. Bell with behind the head. Very interesting. Fields going up strong. And he gets it. Count the basket for Matt Fields.
Matt Fields made a strong move to the basket, had an opportunity for a three-point shot, says, I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to stay hungry, and I'm going to get to the rim.
It looked like, I could be mistaken, but Joshua Jones, it looked like his left foot was inside the cylinder.
Absolutely. Out of position, allowing Matt Fields to get a chance for an and one.
You got to have those quick feet. Got to be quick for Matt Fields, a Jacksonville boy. He's at the line. He's got somewhat of an awkward shot, but he gets it done. Not right there, though. Atlanta going fast, going strong. Oh, almost with the reverse layup. Oh, there's some miscommunication by Atlanta.
Absolutely. They are going to have to get another rebounder in this game, like a Sherrod Reddick, so that they can secure this ball.
There's Anthony Jackson over to Harris. Curry Todd from about 26 feet, no good. But Bell's right there waiting. Fields, oh, that's a travel. You got to keep a pivot foot. Mr. Fields knows that. I know that.
Yes, everybody knows that. You got to catch that ball and catch your pivot, then make your move.
That's something Christian Leitner's taught me. You should see my pivot foot now, Dante. It's out of control.
If Christian Leitner's coaching you, you have a heck of a coach.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much to work with, so it's a little difficult. Atlanta, another rebound. There's a three, high arcing three. Atlanta, a little smack talk going back and forth between Atlanta and Jacksonville right now. Anthony Jackson going up strong. That's an offensive foul. You can see the frustration from Jackson right now.
Absolutely. He's trying to find a way to pick his spots. That time, he should have kicked it out as he got in that lane, got too deep, got in the air, and was out of control.
He definitely
get under control, pull up a jump shot in that lane.
Wilderness in solid position. That's how you do it. Nice move, but Harris there's defending. Matt Fields gets the rebound. He gets the shot off. No good, just right of the rim. 42-37. Jacksonville leads against the Atlanta Experience on the CW17. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you the second quarter when we come back on the CW17. Jacksonville leading by 5 to start the second quarter. Richard Miller and Dante Hill with you. Tonight is Energy Armor Night down at the Veterans Memorial Arena. The biggest game of the year right now for Jacksonville. It's a new year, new energy.
And a new focus.
Absolutely, and a new focus. My buddy Richard Collier is sitting courtside. Formerly of the Jacksonville Jaguars, offensive lineman. See if we can snag him and talk a little bit. Talk some football and Giants basketball.
Absolutely. Great thing to be talking about right in this game.
Absolutely. As well, we'll be joined in the third quarter by Dick Packer. You know him of the ABA president and COO.
Yeah, Dick Packer had to be at a game of this magnitude. You got two top-ranked teams in the ABA. He has to be here to see what this intensity and all this hype is all about tonight.
Number 8 in Atlanta, number 14 in Jacksonville. Atlanta's at the line right now. Alonzo Davis, he gets the first one.
If you notice, Alonzo Davis is one of those sleepers for this Atlanta Experience team, really trying to find and pick his spots, but he's being very effective whenever he gets a chance to get the ball in his hand.
Looks like Nick Wallery will enter the ball game soon. And look at Ronaldo Norman. He's in there. He's got a fresh new haircut.
Yeah, Ronaldo Norman definitely spiced it up, of course, throughout this game, so we'll see.
There's Matt Fields with the dunk. You could see that coming.
Yeah, you can see that pass from Anthony Jackson being able to get Matt Fields a wide open layup. If you notice, Matt Fields' energy on that dunk made Atlanta Experience a little shaken, discombobulated, allowing them to get another opportunity to turn over the basketball.
We would like to thank Bouncing for our pregame festivities. They can help you with all of your party needs. From inflatable slides to cotton candy, they have it all at Bouncing. Giants still up by 5. Atlanta's excited. They're very excited.
Yeah, they're a real passionate group. They want to come in here and let them know it was no fluke that they beat them on the road in Atlanta.
I am loving the communication by the Experience. They just really know what's going on right now. They're trying to set up a few different things. Missed shot, there's Wallery. Anthony Jackson still not quite feeling it. 3D rule is on. Fortunately, there's Matt Fields.
We'll see what Anthony Jackson can do in this situation.
Wallery with a somewhat errant pass, foot on the line by Ronaldo Norman.
Nick Wallery at the free throw line has to take that shot. You can't pass it to a 6'2 guy underneath the basket, expect him to make a play.
No, not as his shoelaces, not that low. It's got to be right there in the numbers.
Absolutely.
Atlanta's looking strong. They're looking good. A very athletic team. Matt Fields with the push, trying to defend a little too much maybe. But I like it, that intensity from Jacksonville early on. We're still in the second quarter, but this is still a very tight ball game.
Matt Fields definitely has to play a little safe right now, having 3 fouls. They're going to really miss him on the offensive end, being able to run that lane. We'll see if Antonio Lawrence can pick it up for him.
That's very true. Antonio Lawrence is now in. Fields takes a seat. Nick Wallery better in the inside defending than the outside. .10:23 left in the second quarter. 3-point lead by Jacksonville. Eric Magic Ruffins in. Over to Norman, using that left hand. It's good.
If you notice, Coach Kevin Waters, throughout the course of this game, is keeping 2 ball handlers in. First it was Hot Rod and Anthony Jackson. Now it's Eric Magic Ruffin and Hot Rod.
Nice passing by Atlanta. There's Wallery trying to draw the foul. No such luck. They get the basket. Tim Ware. Jacksonville breaking that press very easily. Ruffin over to Norman. Almost got it.
Definitely, Ronaldo Norman, expect him to have a big game with this new haircut he has. I'm sure he's pretty excited about that.
Oh, without a doubt. Lawrence defending, but you're not going to get that call. An easy basket down low. Alonzo Davis
are not calling any of those offensive fouls right now.
Eric Ruffin over to Sherrod Harris. There's Wallery, he gets fouled. It's difficult to stop a guy that size and Nick Wallery.
He's like a Big Mac truck coming into that lane. So there's nothing you can do but foul him. But hopefully, if you don't make these free throws, it may be a good decision on Atlanta experience. If he makes it, not necessarily.
Definitely a foul. Number 44 at the line. So he's now calling himself Hollywood. That's what he told me.
I think he changes his name every week.
You got to make those free throws, though, if you want us to call you Hollywood. He misses both, even though he's had a strong week at practice.
So that was a good foul by the Atlanta experience. Fouling him, make him go to the line, and see if he can earn it there.
Jacksonville leads by 1. Flip that around. Atlanta leads by 1 now. That's a foul on the experience. Wearing the light blue, Giants in all orange. 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
If you notice, the free throws that Nick Wallery missed, giving up 2 on the offensive end.
There's Lawrence, obviously fouled. Trying to get past half court because if you don't get there in 7 seconds, it is a 3D rule. It is a turnover. Eric Magic Ruffin playing the point guard position. Trying to find somebody, anybody. There's Antonio Lawrence. Nice move, and he draws a foul.
Antonio Lawrence, real quirky style of play, but very effective at being able to make plays when you need them.
Absolutely. Number 13, he'll be at the line. We're at the Veterans Memorial Arena. You can join us anytime you want. The Giants will be back at home next week.
Absolutely, and Antonio Lawrence making these free throws. Again, this is a very aggressive game, not your typical up-tempo style that the Giants and Atlanta Experience play. Very contrasting and conflicting styles, so let's keep this free throw line going and see what happens.
That is very true. You can learn more about the Giants. Go to Miller on Sports on Facebook. And I talk about them on my radio show. And Dante joins me as well Friday afternoons.
Great day on Fridays coming on Miller on Sports.
Oh, so much. We talk some basketball. We talk about the team you like this weekend, your Detroit Lions.
Yeah, we're going to see what they do against those New Orleans Saints, so it's going to be exciting.
Giants lead by 1. Almost a turnover right there. Walry getting up. Mid-range shot just off by the slightest bit. And Lawrence gets blocked. Wow. He's going to feel that one for a couple days.
Let's see if
there's a steal. Turnover, 3D rule. Foul by Ruffin.
Don't expect Jermaine Bell to be missing too much longer from this game.
Demetrius Williams. Really feeling it. Getting pushed. Looking at the ref immediately saying, please, please help me.
Yeah, Demetrius Warren has flopped 2 times, so that one played into his favor.
Atlanta has a strong lineup out there right now. Jacksonville, tough defending. There's another foul on Lawrence. He's got some very difficult duties on defense tonight.
Yeah, this team is very evenly matched up from an athletic standpoint. Everybody has a tough defensive assignment.
Jacksonville leading 48-47 over Atlanta. 7:56 left in the second quarter. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you on the CW17 and on radio, 1010XL. You can see Kevin Waters on the sidelines, definitely giving his team a little pep talk. Not sure what, wish we knew though. Richard Miller and Dante Hill with you on the CW17. Jacksonville Giants lead at 48-47 over Atlanta.
So far, this is a free throw shooting game. Both teams are being very aggressive, getting to the basket and getting to the line. Free throws are going to be a major factor as far as this game is concerned.
Extremely. Jermaine Bell's back in the game. The eye doesn't seem to be bothering him. He's a fighter. He's a grinder. So there's that expectation that he's going to be in no matter what.
Yeah, Jermaine Bell's a big-time player, and big-time players make big plays in big games, and it's a big game tonight.
It truly is. Game tied up at 48. Sherrod Harris saying, hey, somebody help me out. Wallery back over to Norman. He gets stripped from behind.
If you notice, they went back with the starting lineup minus Matt Fields.
Interesting. On the replay. Nice passing all around, except Norman didn't realize there was a guy behind him. Travel on Norman.
Interesting lineup because Matt Fields in foul trouble. You can't really go back to him right away. You have to go somewhere else, and they went to Ronaldo Norman.
Nick Wallery pulls down the rebound. They're saying foul on Wallery. Not so sure about that.
Yeah, the referees are really getting involved in this game. A game of this magnitude, you got to let these guys rough it out and be able to take control of their destiny.
And Kevin Waters not too happy, definitely letting the referees know his opinions. There you see Nick Wallery going up. They said it was a holding foul. I don't know about that.
Call was overturned by the lead official.
That's a good call. Definitely is. Atlanta pressing. Lawrence can't hold on to it. 3D rule was on, so that's a three-point basket. And there goes Sherrod. The length of the court. Alley-oop to Bell. Not quite on time, but he gets fouled.
Hot Rod had two options on this transition break. Wallery on one end, Bell on the other.
You see, he just mistimed it a little bit, but those are way too difficult for most guys to get a hold of, especially Jermaine Bell.
Absolutely. Throwing it underneath the basket. Tough play, but he caught it, came down, went back up, and got the foul.
Bell gets the first one. Atlanta leads by 2. Bell, a lefty, his roommate Sherrod Hot Rod Harris. They've known each other for a long, long time.
Yeah, they got a lot of experience playing this game together. I'm assuming that kind of talent on one team, it's always been in the winning column, if you ask me.
Atlanta with the 3. No good. Ronaldo Norman with the rebound. The George A. Zellner Insurance Company is your one-stop solution for all of your insurance needs with more than 90 years of experience. Located in Riverside at 530 Park Street. You can get a quote online today at zellnerinsurance.com.
If you notice, the referees made another call similar to the one that they made on the other end in Nick Wallery's favor on this end.
Here comes Christian Leitner. And people get excited. I'm sure you can hear it. Atlanta with the 1-point lead. Ronaldo Norman will go take a seat.
Great substitution bringing Christian Leitner in these last 7 minutes of this second quarter for some veteran leadership.
A lot of hand checking going around underneath. Leitner, Tim Ware going back and forth. Kind of looks like an MMA workout or something. Doesn't look like basketball.
Yeah, with Leitner's kind of his basketball pedigree, expect him to come on the other opposite side of that, and the calls come in his favor.
Leitner's down there. They're fighting for that rebound. It's Atlanta's ball. Watch Leitner's leadership. His basketball IQ is key when Jacksonville plays. You can definitely see it.
With Christian Leitner in this game, definitely the defensive rebounds will always be a factor because he's a great rebounder.
And when it's above the rim, you can knock it out. That basket does count. Bell arguing, Wallery arguing. Lawrence just breaking the press like it's nothing. That's an offensive foul. A good call. His feet were set. He was right there. He was just waiting. Emmanuel Jackson, Mr. Double-Double for Atlanta. Oh, no. He moved his feet a little bit.
Yeah, that was a tough call, but
Ooh.
Antonio Lawrence has to get that ball out of his hands when he gets in the middle of that defense and kick it out and let somebody else make that play.
Anytime for Jacksonville. When you're in the lane, just kick it out. Another basket by Atlanta. If Jacksonville, mishandled by Sherrod Harris, another timeout. Confusion all around. The ball slipped a little bit. Maybe a little sweat on the basketball.
This is too big of a lineup for Jacksonville Giants to play against the Atlanta Experience. Right now, you only have one point guard in the game with Hot Rod Harris. You got to relieve him of some ball pressure and bring in an Anthony Jackson or Magic Ruffin, somebody to help him out and dribble that basketball.
Very true. Giants in Atlanta playing right now on the CW17. Atlanta leads by 5, 55-50. 6:16 left in the second quarter. There are the Jacksonville Jewels, getting you excited down at the Veterans Memorial Arena. Dante Hill and Richard Miller of Miller on Sports. We join you on this Saturday evening. Glad you can join us.
Absolutely. It's a great place to be at Veterans Memorial Arena, a packed house on this Saturday night, competing with that football. So this is real exciting. This fan base is really committed to the Jacksonville Giants.
Now, we've got about 6.5 minutes left until halftime, Dante. What does Jacksonville need to do? Because we've seen miscues down low in the paint. We've seen offensive fouls go the other way for Jacksonville. What do they need to do? Do they need to make three-pointers to stretch this lead, or what's going on?
Jacksonville has to spread the basketball. Right now, everybody gets in the lane, not realizing that the Atlanta Experience are not going to retreat. They're going to come in from behind and try to get those tips or block shots from behind. So what happens is guys in Jacksonville, they get ahead of the Atlanta Experience team, thinking that they're going to have an easy layup. They got to go ahead and make the extra pass and go from there.
Christian Laettner to Bell, and Bell gets fouled. He's just blanketed by, looked like everybody.
Christian Laettner is a great passer. He definitely knows where to put the basketball so that only you can get it as a basketball player.
Yes, absolutely. Christian Laettner with that court vision is incredible.
And Christian's not afraid to make a tough pass. He's been in so many big games over the course of his career. He's not going to be intimidated by this Veterans Memorial crowd.
Not at all. No, this is nothing. Nothing for Christian Laettner. Jermaine Bell at the line. He'll shoot two. He gets the first one.
If you notice, Jermaine Bell has been living at the free throw line, racking up on those points every time he gets to that basket.
That is very true. And you saw Laettner and Harris going to the sidelines talking to Kevin Waters and discussing a few things.
Yeah, expecting to bring in another point guard to help out on this offensive end, because right now you got four bigs in Wallery, Sanders, Christian Laettner, and Jermaine Bell. Definitely need another point guard in this lineup.
Turnover by Atlanta. They thought somebody was going to be there. Well, he wasn't there. Turnover by the ATL. Nice pass over to Wallery to Sanders. Alley-oop to Bell.
Lamar Sanders is definitely very skilled at being able to make those kinds of plays on the transition break. What a phenomenal pass by Lamar Sanders.
Jacksonville only down by one. Laettner defending on the perimeter.
This is a very big lineup. 6'8" across the board, minus your point guard. I believe the Giants are going to pound the basketball in the lane.
A floater over Laettner. Nice basket by Atlanta. Got to break that press. Harris is the key. Harris with the pull-up, no good, but there's Wallery battling. Trying to get the tie-up. They're saying jump ball. 3-point lead by Atlanta. 5:11 left in the second quarter. Kevin Waters directing his players. Saying, no, you're at the free throw line, guys.
Jumping it up. Nick Wallery got a jump ball. Got his hands on it. If he can get this tip, this would be a big favor for the Giants.
Wallery getting up very quickly, and Sherrod Harris almost the exact same shot.
Sherrod Harris is playing a real savvy game for the Giants tonight. Being able to control the tempo of the game, making shots when he has to, getting everybody involved, and getting defensive intensity along the way.
There's that steal by Laettner, created by Harris. Harris using the big man. What a shot with the floater.
Sherrod Hot Rod Harris is on fire right now. Big layup shot, big turnover. He is unstoppable right now.
Atlanta breaking the press. Momentum in Jacksonville's favor as they lead by one. Got to get up. Foul looks like on number 32, Christian Laettner. You can just feel the intensity in the crowd on the court. Jacksonville is getting that momentum.
Absolutely. Jacksonville Giants, the Ron Rowdies, are looking for an opportunity to get this lead and build on it.
Oh, they're getting real rowdy.
Yeah. But
named after the owner, Ron Schultz.
Unfortunately, got a foul, got these guys to the free throw line. I'm telling you, free throws are going to be so critical in this game.
Joshua Jones with the first one. That just rolled around and finally it dropped. Eric Magic Ruffin is in the ball game, number 21. Getting a little smaller lineup for Jacksonville.
You need another ball handler in this lineup so that Hot Rod doesn't have to take all the pressure on the offensive side.
Bell yelling at Harris saying, give me the ball. Give me the ball now. That's my shot. Oh, off the back iron. Leitner's going up strong. 3v1, but Atlanta gets the ball. What a shot by Atlanta.
Quick shot by Bell allowed that to come in and play.
Atlanta leads by 3. That was Jeffrey Wimbush. Atlanta can really press.
Very long and athletic.
There's Leitner with the tip in off the Sanders miss.
Christian Leitner with a wonderful tip in, being aggressive on the boards and able to tip in that easy layup.
Bell with the block. Going the other way, Sanders is pumped up. That's an offensive foul. 3:31 left in the second quarter. Giants are only down by 1 against Atlanta.
Jermaine Bell coming off of 8 blocks, able to keep protecting that basket.
Oh yeah, Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you on the CW17. Jacksonville just down by 1. We'll be back. Giants have the momentum. We're in the second quarter. Atlanta leads by 1, 61-60. Christian Leitner telling everyone, hey, this is where you need to be. Full court press by Atlanta.
Absolutely, this is a great place to be playing basketball.
Christian Leitner with the moves, and 1. Oh, they're saying traveling. Even the ref is smiling. Leitner saying, no, no, no. Kevin Waters upset. I don't know about that call.
Yeah, that referee.
Ooh.
Gonna have a lot to talk about in the halftime on that call right there.
Oh, yeah. Atlanta moving the ball very well. They're a perimeter team. This is a revenge game. Atlanta beat them back on December 11th. Shot no good. Rebound and shot no good again. He's Eric Magic Ruffin. Sherrod slowing the pace down a little bit. Get it to your big man, Jermaine.
Jermaine Bell going to the basket, really focused on getting the shot off on that end. This intensity is phenomenal in this arena.
That is very true. You see Bell once again, he goes up and he just gets blanketed in baby blue.
This is a grudge match. These guys are becoming a rivalry. 2 top-ranked teams in the power rankings in the ABA, a phenomenal matchup. Real exciting game going on so far.
Could we see a rematch in the playoffs, maybe?
It's really looking like it's going to be something like that, of that magnitude. So, yes, let's see what happens tonight.
Jacksonville ties it up at 61. They take the lead now, 62-61. This is just back and forth.
Free throws are key for this game, Richard.
It's very key. Atlanta looking for that long shot. Air ball. Bell's there with the rebound.
Real smart going into that 2-3 zone on the defensive end, forcing them to shoot perimeter jump shots.
Absolute Medical Clinic is a proud partner of your Jacksonville Giants and the official halftime sponsor coming up in just a little bit. 11 locations. Dr. Patel and his staff specialize in multiple areas all under one roof. Their number, 904-743-2222. It's Absolute Medical Clinic. Jacksonville extends that lead. There's a turnover, it looks like. Jacksonville's ball.
This zone looks really good with this big lineup of Nick Wallery, a very agile and mobile Lamar Sanders, and Jermaine Bell protecting the rim.
It looks like, to me, Nick Wallery's hungry. He wants to get fed. He wants his shot. Backing down his defender. And 1.
Nick Wallery has had a phenomenal practice this course of this week. Coach Waters and the coaching staff have definitely sat down with him and said, we need something big, and this has to be the game that you deliver.
I mean, just great footwork, work in wilderness like no other.
Nick Wallery, when he wants to, is unstoppable. Being 6'8", 240, so powerful, so strong, and so agile, being able to get shots off at the rim through anybody.
He can play the 3, 4, or 5.
3, 4, 5, and let him tell you he can play the 2.
Still some troubles at the free throw line. He misses that one. Can't finish off the three-point play. 1:41 left until halftime. Harris with the steal. There goes Harris. They call him Hot Rod for a reason. Can't finish with the lefty finger roll.
Hot Rod has to make sure he takes advantage of a wide open layup like that. Not gonna get those chances, many opportunities in this game.
Nearly blocked by Wallery, but Atlanta's right in it. Atlanta's looking a little gassed to me. Going the other way. A foul, interesting, on big number 44.
Hopefully that won't take Nick Wallery from staying aggressive, staying hungry on the offensive end.
Jacksonville leads by 3, 66-63. There's a three-pointer. Offensive foul. Wallery with the battle underneath. He's battling his man, Jay Brown, number 9. Wallery's just very difficult to defend right now.
Yes, Wallery is really being very focused on both ends of the floor and making plays. On that end, he actually calls the foul. This end, he caused the team to have a foul. So Atlanta, being a team that beat the Jacksonville Giants on the road in Atlanta, looks a little rattled right now.
They definitely do. Jacksonville undefeated at home. This is year number 2, and they're still undefeated at home.
And if you ask me, I believe that was probably the motivational factor that Coach Waters had in the locker room and said, hey, we're going to make sure we're going to win this game because we haven't lost on home court in 2 years.
54 seconds left until halftime. Inside to Nick Wallery. He's making his move. He gets stolen. Atlanta, they're going quick the other way. Push, push, push. No good. Rebounded, fouled. A good call.
Nick Wallery put his head down on the other end, and all he saw was the basket. He has to allow the double teams to come and get an idea where the lanes are being cut as far as Hot Rod Harris or Lamar Sanders, then make his move.
And one Wilderness at the line. He's a lefty. Your starters for the Giants, you've got Nick Wallery, Eric Magic, Ruffin, Sherrod, Hot Rod Harris, Lamar Sanders, and Jermaine Bell.
Anwan Wilderness is definitely an energy player for this Atlanta Experience team.
You got to box out, gentlemen. There's Ruffin. And Harris just off to the races. Less than 30 seconds left until halftime. He's saying slow it down just a little bit. Shot clock at 13. Over to Wallery. Inside to Sanders. Easy basket off the glass.
Great pass by Nick Wallery. Once again, he slowed down that opportunity on the court, allowed the cutters to come through, and it came out in his favor by making a great pass for Lamar Sanders.
5 seconds left. Got to get that shot off if you're Atlanta. Long three. No good. Jacksonville keeps the lead 68-64 going into halftime.
What a great half-court defensive set on 30 seconds left on the other side by the Jacksonville Giants. If they can keep that kind of defensive intensity, be a great game come the second half.
We'll be back for the halftime show. Jacksonville Giants lead by 4. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you on the CW17. Back to the CW17, Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you for the halftime show, brought to you by Absolute Medical Clinic. Dante, we saw in the first half, it was just back and forth. Jacksonville leads 68-64 at halftime. Do you believe in momentum now?
I definitely believe in momentum. The Jacksonville Giants have really captured the momentum in that second quarter. Jermaine Bell was phenomenal. If he didn't get a layup, he got to the free throw line, and fortunately, he took advantage of making those free throws.
And Dante, it's interesting because Jermaine Bell gets poked in the eye, the left eye going for the steal, comes out of the ball game. Sherrod Reddick comes in, and now we really haven't mentioned the injury at all because Bell looks fine.
Bell is relentless. His resiliency on this basketball court doesn't go unnoticed. He comes in, he's focused, and he's ready to play whatever game it is.
Well, you can see why he's the most important player on this team because he can just do anything. He can shoot from anywhere. He's really the focal point for the Giants.
Jermaine Bell's impact in the ABA is phenomenal. It makes the league a better league, a more primetime league, because you have a player of his magnitude being a top-ranked player alongside the LeBron James and that group, and then being a major player in the ABA for the Jacksonville Giants.
Now, also, this is a top 15 matchup. This is becoming a rivalry. Atlanta beat them by 13 points on December 11th, but what I've seen from Atlanta is their intensity, that you have a full-court press that is just ridiculous from Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta experience definitely wants to come out here and have major pressure on the defensive end. And what Jacksonville Giants have to do to compete against that is bringing in a two-guard set with Sherrod Hot Rod Harris, Anthony Jackson, or Eric Magic Ruffin. So if they can keep doing that, it'll keep that pressure from Atlanta experience to really make an impact.
Now, Dante, before the game, I was talking to a few players, and if you've noticed or you haven't noticed already or just joining us, Anthony Lumpkin not playing tonight, second straight game. Unfortunately, a death in the family. He'll be back with the team tomorrow for practice all next week. But I think for a little while there, I think if Anthony Lumpkin's in the game and not Jackson, I think the Giants really get that lead and get that momentum earlier.
I agree with you 100%, Richard. Because of Anthony Jackson only being on the team for 2 days, maybe it's making him a little jittery and not being able to be in sync with this Jacksonville Giants team. So Anthony Lumpkin's leadership, his intangibles, and his focus for this team is really missing right now.
Now, it's also something I want to point out because Kevin Waters has told me before about the Giants' play from their point guards and the backups. He wants to see a lot of Dwayne Jackson, who we saw a lot of on Tuesday night. Where's he been tonight?
Dwayne Jackson coming off a 29-point game. Very interesting that he hasn't really had an opportunity to be effective in the first half. Look for Coach Kevin Waters, knowing that Dwayne Jackson is a high-energy player, to come in his game and make major plays in the second half. Very interesting that you said that.
Absolutely. Jacksonville leads 68-64. You can see on this replay, just very scrappy, a lot of fouling going on. Both teams have been to the foul line. Lamar Sanders, he's my newcomer of the year. But you can just see the battling underneath for these boards is insane.
It is two big lineups on both ends and athletic lineups on both ends. But Nick Wallery's contribution to this game has been phenomenal. I would say right now, as far as the bigs are concerned, the edge goes to Jacksonville Giants because Nick Wallery, Lamar Sanders, and the great Christian Laettner has definitely made a major impact as far as rebounding basketball, starting to break, and scoring transition layups.
Now, I think if Atlanta wants to win this ball game, I think for the second half, they need to come out hot immediately.
Atlanta has really played in spurts through the course of this game. Emmanuel Winbush had 9 points in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Wow.
After that, Giants really contested that three-point line, making sure that they did not get any wide open shots. And the immediate impact of the zone being such a big lineup forced Atlanta experience to try to create opportunities to get baskets. Definitely interesting on the defensive end for this game.
And you see the battling, whether it's been Christian Laettner, Lamar Sanders, Nick Wallery, Jermaine Bell, a lot going on. We're down to the Veterans Memorial Arena halftime show on the CW17. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you. The Giants lead by 4, 68-64. Atlanta giving Jacksonville a very difficult battle thus far. Who needs to step up for the Giants in the second half?
Jermaine Bell has to stay steady. But what the Giants have to do, they have to get more productivity from the bench. Be it Ronaldo Norman, be it Lamar Sanders, be it Curry Todd. Somebody on that bench has to come in and relieve this starting lineup and put in 8 points, some hustle plays, maybe Sherrod Reddick. He's really been missing in the course of this game.
Dante Hill and Richard Miller joining you on the CW17. Giants lead by 4. This is a halftime show on CW17. Back with the halftime show brought to you by Absolute Medical Clinic on the CW17. Dante Hill and Richard Miller joining you for the halftime show. Jacksonville leads by 4, 68-64. Jacksonville trying to get some redemption, some revenge against this Atlanta Experience team.
Absolutely. The Giants are really focused on keeping this momentum and keeping this lead going into the second half.
Now, I think the second half, we can talk about the teams, but what was said in that locker room? Because I think second half is going to be a lot of coaching.
I believe on the Atlanta Experience end, from a coaching perspective, he says, guess what, guys? You're on the road and you're only down 4. We're in a good place. Also, on the Jacksonville Giants side, I think he says, we're up 4. We lost to this team. We're at home. Let's take care of a couple little things, and we can keep this lead.
Absolutely. Giants lead by 4. It's all about getting that momentum and who can make their free throws.
Free throws are going to be very important over the course of this game. Both teams are getting to line. Jacksonville Giants getting line 10 times more, but they're making every shot they go to the line on.
Now, that's the thing about the Giants. We've seen over the last 2-3 games, their free throw shooting has been almost perfect.
Yes, the Jacksonville Giants over the first 2 games really didn't shoot good from the free throw line. After that, Coach Waters and the coaching staff have made a focused effort on getting extra time on that free throw line, and it's paying off tonight.
Now, I guess that's what running does. You run in practice, you get better free throw shooting.
Absolutely. Whatever it takes to motivate them to take advantage of those free throw lines, I think that Coach Waters has done a good job of doing that.
Absolutely. Very true. Both teams warming up to start this second half in just a few minutes. Giants leading by 4. Dancing going on in the stands. I wish I could go dancing right now. Dante Hill and Richard Miller joining you on the CW17 as the Giants lead 68-64. We'll be back with you for the third quarter after this. Back with you on the CW17. Giants lead by 4. Nothing's changed since we left you. We've got a few more seconds until the second half starts back up. Guys getting warmed up, getting those legs fresh, trying to stay loose and ready. I think the second half is about momentum and about coaching.
Coaching and momentum. And also, I'm going to add one more thing on there. When we first came on, we talked about a new focus, a new energy. I'm thinking energy is going to be a major factor for this game going into the second half.
New year, new energy. That's exactly right. Dante Hill and Richard Miller join you on the CW17. And that is interesting that Dwayne Jackson hasn't played at all in this first half.
And we'd hope and see to make sure he's staying ready as a professional. You never know when your number's going to be called when it's deep Jacksonville Giants team. So if he gets in, I'm assuming he's going to make a major impact right away.
So true. And you can even see Christian Leitner kind of coaching the guys up a little bit and saying, hey, this is what we need to do, this is where we need to be, and all that fun stuff. Matt Fields with the inbounds pass, second half underway. Down at the Veterans Memorial Arena, Sherrod Harris with the ball.
Making sure they staying aggressive, going to Jermaine Bell early to see if they can make an impact with him early in this game.
Sherrod Harris with the mid-range shot. And there's Jermaine Bell.
Jermaine Bell has a unique ability to score in so many ways in this basketball game.
Giants lead by 6. 30 seconds into the second half. There's a foul, but Bell got a little piece.
Jermaine Bell, if you notice, his energy, as we talked about, is really high right now. Let's see if he can maintain it.
Extremely high. Mr. Biggs getting the crowd in it as we speak.
The energy in this arena is very high as well.
You see the Atlanta Experience down low. Harris gets a slap foul on the left arm. A good call. Demetrius Williams at the line. He gets them both.
Harris doesn't have to foul him on that play.
That is a travel. That's a good call. Antonio Lawrence, you got it? Got to keep moving, but you got to move with the ball.
You got to be focused coming in to establish yourself in this third quarter.
Atlanta gets past midcourt. Nice move. Little off balance. Lawrence with the block. And Harris gets a rebound. Jump ball, I don't know about that. I thought that was all Harris.
Yeah, Harris got on that basketball earlier than everybody. Unfortunately, if you notice, they reached over his head and just bad call by the official.
Looked like he had it to me. Well, here goes Emmanuel Jackson, Mr. Double-Double. He'll jump it with Sherrod Harris. I wonder who has the advantage.
Hopefully Hot Rod Harris.
Hopefully, yeah. Oh! Oh, Harris jumped probably a little too early.
Yeah, quick tip. Smart play by Harris. Letting the ball get away and getting to it early.
Atlanta with the ball. Harris defending. Long three. No good. There's Walry. Elbows out. Nice rebound. There goes Matt Fields. He had to double pump because Emmanuel Jackson was right on him.
Matt Fields has to go up and try to dunk that basketball when you have an opportunity like that. Even if you get fouled, that's the play you have to take.
3D rule is on, brought to you by UF Shands.
This crowd is very hostile right now. Let's see if Jacksonville can capitalize on that momentum.
The Jacksonville Giants would like to thank the official apartment partner, Eastport Apartments. It's conveniently located just minutes from the airport and 10 minutes from the arena. Check it out today at theeastport.com.
The defensive intensity is really high for the Jacksonville Giants team right now.
Blocking foul on Lawrence. 10-10 left in this third quarter.
Right now, the referees are really calling it tight on the Jacksonville Giants end, maybe because they're being a little more aggressive than the Atlanta experience so far.
They definitely are. Lamar Sanders comes in. Atlanta starting it up. Little pass at top of the key. There goes Atlanta, moving it around. He gets fouled. Another foul. It's Lamar Sanders this time.
The referees are really calling it tight. If you notice, coming on his baseline, he really didn't have anywhere to go. Jermaine Bell's going to protect that paint. Jacksonville can't make those kind of fouls.
Oh yeah, Tim Ware at the line. He averages 29 points per game.
And right now, he really hasn't gotten to a groove playing against this Jacksonville Giants team.
He gets one. Big number 5. If you also notice, Anthony Jackson is on the bench. I don't know if we'll see him in the second half.
Yeah, Anthony Jackson is deep on that bench right now. Talking to Chris Laettner, getting some pointers. Hopefully he's learning something about this team, the Jacksonville Giants, as he's contributing to it.
He gets them both. Big number 5, Tim Ware. Jacksonville pressing. They're going the distance. There's Nick Walry.
Nick Walry making a power move to the basket off of Lamar Sanders' excellent pass.
Giants up by 7. Atlanta, nice move. Nice move by Wilderness.
Lamar Sanders turned his head and can't do that on defense.
There's Matt Fields with the 3. Stretch that lead, but you got to get back on defense. Knocked around, there's Walry. Fields in and out.
That time, Matt Fields has to stay aggressive and make attempts to go to the basket, not settling for that perimeter jump shot.
Atlanta is a perimeter team. Fadeaway shot, no good. Horrible shot, air ball. There's Bell with the block.
Bell working
Bell
on
with
the
the double
double-double
block.
tonight on the defensive end. Wow, that guy is being insane on that paint.
They're saying it's a foul. I don't know about that. Here comes Bell, SWAT number 1. SWAT, oh, almost number 2.
Jermaine Bell is being a major intimidating force at that rim. I don't expect the Atlanta Experience to be going back in there too often if he's in this basketball game.
Alonzo Davis gets the first one. Sherrod Reddick comes in. Jermaine Bell goes to the bench. Bell arguing his case. Kevin Waters scratching the chin as he stands next to Christian Layton.
And I believe Jermaine Bell has a good case to argue on that end.
8:53 left in this third quarter.
But I don't expect him to miss out on the energy knowing Sherrod Reddick is coming into this game.
Reddick over to Walry. It gets knocked around. Atlanta has the basketball.
Sherrod Harris on that end has to come out when he gets past that press.
Jacksonville leads by 7. That goes the other way. Reddick right there. Look at the footwork.
That's what Sherrod Reddick does.
Jermaine Bell, the leading scorer, 22 points. Antonio Lawrence and Sherrod Harris in double figures.
And newcomer Anthony Jackson has already contributed 7 points to this team.
Matt Fields to Harris. Harris with some nice moves. Oh, travel. I guess it saved him the block because that was not pretty for Jacksonville.
Right now, Hot Rod Harris has to be a point guard. He cannot look to score with this kind of lineup in, making sure you're feeding the ball to everybody else.
Jacksonville up 78-71. Battle down low. Reddick on his man. Miscommunication. Watch where your teammates are.
Sherrod Reddick really giving pressure and forcing that turnover on that play right there.
Harris, oh, deflected, still Giants basketball. Well, looks like here comes Anthony Jackson. I was wrong, Dante.
Anthony Jackson coming in for Hot Rod Harris.
8 minutes left in this third quarter. Giants up by 7. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you. It's the CW17. Richard Miller and Dante Hill back with you in this third quarter. Anthony Jackson's out there, Lamar Sanders, Nick Walry, Sherrod Reddick, and Sherrod Hot Rod Harris.
Interesting lineup with 3 bigs that are very agile and mobile with Sherrod Harris, Lamar Sanders, and Nick Walry, and 2 stellar point guards in Hot Rod Harris and Anthony Jackson.
Now, Dante, it's always nice because we have the huddles mic'd up so we can hear Kevin Waters saying, box out, box out. It's still a physical ball game between Atlanta and Jacksonville.
Boxing out is going to be key, Richard, for this game.
A revenge game for Jacksonville. They lost on December 11th. 3-pointer no good. There's Walry.
Waller is doing a really good job on the defensive end as far as securing those rebounds.
Sherrod Harris being defended closely by Demetrius Williams. And there's Walry.
Look for Nick Wallery to be the go-to guy with Jermaine Bell out of this game right now.
Atlanta slowing it down a little bit. They worked the perimeter with their passing. That's a travel.
Good call, Richard.
I saw that. His bags were packed and next to the bench. I knew it was a travel.
You called it before the referee called it. Great eye.
There's Anthony Jackson. That's a reach and foul.
Strong move by Anthony Jackson, keeping the pressure on by getting to the basket. I think he's a little nicked up from that, though.
Oh, you can see he's shaking that right hand a little bit. He'll go to the line.
Hopefully, because of that hard foul, it doesn't stop him from capitalizing on these free throws.
He's a lefty, too. I guess it affected him just a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad. But he has to make free throws down the stretch for this lead to keep it spreading.
Jacksonville up by 9. He misses them both. where's it going? It's Atlanta's ball. Could have gone either way. 7:07 left in this third quarter.
Lamar Sanders getting his hand on that, really had an opportunity to get the basketball again.
Demetrius Williams has been playing the point pretty much all night for Atlanta.
Yeah, look for him to be wore out before this game is over if he doesn't get any help.
Foul on Reddick. That's a tough battle underneath against Emmanuel Jackson.
Emmanuel Jackson's a double-double guy, but Sherrod Reddick is a phenomenal one-on-one defender.
That's just difficult to defend. I don't care who you are.
Emmanuel really got a step on Sherrod Reddick with that power dribble. Cannot give him that opportunity.
He misses the first one. Reddick going back to Kevin Waters, getting a few pointers. And you notice that Kevin Waters does this usually during a free throw attempt.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to do some extra coaching when you can secure a rebound with Nick Wallery and those guys down there.
Punched out by Jackson. Atlanta still has the ball. We would like to thank Dr. Trantham and his dentistry staff. They are the official dentists of your Jacksonville Giants. You can visit their office located off University Boulevard. Their number is 904-733-3763.
Right now, Richard, coaching is key. And who's going to step up for both teams right now is what they're looking for right now.
Jacksonville breaking that press like it's nothing. And there's Lamar Sanders.
Maybe Lamar Sanders is the guy who steps up because that's what has to take place with the absence of Jermaine Bell.
Knocked out by Harris. There's Lamar Sanders. Back to Harris. Floater's good.
Wow, that's exciting basketball right there. Forcing a timeout by the Atlanta Experience. Look at this place go crazy.
You talk about feeding off the crowd. This is what this Giants team is doing right now.
Hey, and the Ron Rowdies are going crazy right now.
Look at this pass by Sanders over to Harris and a little floater, a little touch. Beautiful.
Excellent play. Excellent basketball. So exciting to be out here tonight.
It feels like less than a 13-point lead, but Jacksonville getting that momentum.
Absolutely. That momentum is key. That's what one of the points we talked about coming in the second half. Momentum and coaching. Right now, the momentum is definitely in the favor of the Jacksonville Giants.
6:22 remaining in this third quarter. Right now, the momentum in Jacksonville's favor as they lead by 13.
If I'm Coach Kevin Waters on that sideline, I say, don't believe the hype. We haven't won this basketball game yet. We have to focus in, lock in hard, rebound, and play our style of play.
Now, did you just read his lips? Is that what you just did?
I've been a coach before. That's how I figured that one out.
Oh, good stuff. We'll be joined maybe a little bit later by Richard Collier, our good friend, former Jags offensive tackle on the CW17. But what a nice dunk. Lamar Sanders getting it started.
Lamar Sanders is definitely the energy guy for this team right now. Let's see if he can keep that up going into this next play.
Nice ball movement by Atlanta. They're a perimeter team, remember that. A floater. There you have it, 2 points by Lamar Grimes.
Good timeout because they were able to execute and get something good on that next play.
Ronaldo Norman in the ball game. Oh, he draws the foul.
That's what Ronaldo Norman does. Gets to the line or get a layup, one of the two.
Ronaldo Norman goes to the line. You can see that new haircut he has.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty what he got designed in his head right now. Let's see if it helps him make these free throws.
You talk about an athletic guy. His brother is actually training in Sarasota right now at the IMG Sports Academy.
Ronaldo Norman has a high basketball, football, athletic family. All of his brothers have played college sports on one level or another. Him and his couple other brothers have played professionally.
That's a big family. It really is. Remember his name, Josh Norman, as a cornerback. He'll probably go in the top three rounds of April's draft.
Absolutely. They have really high Mel Kiper and Ty McShay on the draft pick.
Look at that defense by Jacksonville. 3D rule is on. Always brought to you by UF Chance.
Jacksonville Giants definitely got the momentum right now and the intensity. Let's see what Hot Rod can do on this next play.
There's Norman. Watch that left hand. He's very good. Ambidextrously, he's one of the best.
Wow. Good ball handling.
There's Reddick. Goes up strong. It did not touch is what they're saying. Atlanta's ball. 5:15 left in this third quarter.
They still have the 3D on. Let's see if the Giants can cause a turnover and get something good going to the basket.
Nice inbounds pass by Atlanta. Breaking Jacksonville's press. Nice toss-up. Lamar Sanders a little late on defense.
And that's a tough cover for Hot Rod Harris to be at that basket, guarding a bigger player like Tim Ware on the paint.
4:58 left in this third quarter. Jacksonville up 86-75. We will be joined by Dick Packer coming up in just a little bit, ABA president and COO.
Yeah, I'm sure Dick Packer's really enjoying this game of this magnitude, knowing two power ranking teams are right at it, going after each other right now.
Oh yeah, top 15 matchup. He's only 3 seats away from us. I think I see a smile. Sherrod Harris over to Norman. Norman takes one of his favorite shots, can't get it to roll. Working around the perimeter. Nice shot.
We got to see this lineup get in sequence, because you don't want to come back from this kind of team going into the fourth quarter and losing that momentum.
Ronaldo Norman over to Anthony Jackson from 3, it's good.
You notice Anthony Jackson making sure he's making contributions to this Jacksonville Giants team.
Jacksonville up by 12. A battle for the boards. We said it'd be physical, and it's definitely been such tonight.
Very physical right now on both ends as far as rebounding the basketball. Let's see who takes care of the basketball and doesn't give any offensive rebounds up.
Atlanta still with the ball. Loses the handle. Saying a foul on Sherrod Hot Rod Harris with the reach-in.
The referees are really calling it tight going into this third quarter. Let's see if they let these players play this game out.
Oh, yeah. There's a nice shot by Tim Ware.
Tim Ware caught it and released it. Not hesitating at all.
Atlanta pressing. Jacksonville breaking. Alley-oop to Bell.
Great pass by Ronaldo Norman. In transition, throwing it up to Jermaine Bell.
Giants up by 12. 3:36 left.
I don't think the Atlanta experience will come into this press after this play right here.
Here's Norman. Watch that thing of beauty. And Bell just puts it in. Giants lead 91-79, 3:33 left in this third quarter. Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you on the CW 17. Back on the CW 17, Richard Miller and Dante Hill joining you right here in the third quarter on the CW 17. Jacksonville leading by 12 points. We're joined by Dick Packer, the ABA's president and COO. Dick, you liking what you're seeing? You liking what you're seeing tonight?
Hey, I think both teams are playing they're playing their hearts out right now. Jacksonville's just playing a little bit better.
What do you think this does for the ABA, this kind of magnitude, these two teams in the power rankings?
Well, look, okay, the ABA's got 67 teams playing this year. Okay, there's going to be some good teams. There's going to be some ones that are going through the learning curve.
Yeah.
And at this point right now, these two teams on the East Coast are two of the best teams we've got. and they're showing it tonight.
Now, can you see a little bit maybe the revenge game? Jacksonville losing on December 11th. Do you think they're feeding off that?
Well, there's no question, okay? I mean, you want to play well at home in front of your own fans, okay? And you also, want to play good on the road. So right now you could tell from Jacksonville starting this game that there was a little bit of revenge. And that's always going to be something that pro players are going to carry around with them.
If Jacksonville wins this game, how does that impact the power rankings as far as being 14-8?
Well, look, okay, there's the power rankings are not like our teams get caught up in these power rankings, okay? The bottom line is you want to be at the end of the year playing for the championship. So, ask Indiana about power rankings right now. The fact of the matter is, what the power rankings really signify are 25 teams that